lots of huge developments have been happening in the past 48 hours, okay? Lots of big things, lots of movements, and we have seen Norway's military on high alert, and now we are now seeing the US on high alert and, quote, preparing for a, quote, imminent attack. Imminent attack, that's what they are saying. So things are escalating. This is getting dangerous, and this is just one of many things that are in the news today that are pushing us closer to the edge of a nuclear war, right? Nuclear armed conflict. So let's dive into it. All right. The US, if you haven't heard of this, this came out yesterday, but I forgot to cover it. The US is sending B-52 bombers to Australia in a move that China warns could, quote, trigger a arms race. All right. So moving, quote, B-52 nuclear bombers to Australia. That's what the United States is doing right now in preparation for a global conflict with China and Russia. The United States also moved B-52 bombers to Guam in the past week or two. Okay, so they are moving these bombers for a reason. Nobody's just moving around nuclear capable bombers for no reason. These are like the cream of the crop of the US military arsenal, okay? And we're not just moving this around and sending it around throughout the whole world for nothing. We are sending it to send a message and to show that nuclear war is possible, that we could do something. We could respond to Taiwan. All right, so that's not even the big news, but I wanted to cover that because it's happening, guys. It's getting closer every single day. The US is waiting for China to do something. They have deployed their THAAD defense systems in South Korea. They deployed newly upgraded THAAD systems, and China is very worried about this radar on these systems because they can instantly detect a China missile launch, essentially. That's what China's worried about, is these missile defense systems have radars on them that detect missiles incoming. So, and they're right up on China, so they would know instantly as soon as a missile is launched from China. All right. So lots of big things are happening, lots of developments happening, and that's not even the big news. All right. So let's dive into some more stuff with Iran. All right. So Iran is also now sending missile systems and missile delivery systems to Russia. Okay, here's the headline. It says, Iran is preparing to arm Russia with short-range ballistic missiles. This is coming out of NBC News. It says such missiles have a range of hundreds of miles and can help Moscow replenish its dwindling stockpiles. All right, so Iran is getting more and more involved. First, they sent drones. Then they sent personnel to train the Russians how to use the drones. And now they are sending short-range ballistic missiles to this area as well. So big things are happening, big developments. This is, if we aren't in World War III, then what are we in? What are we in? We have a proxy war happening between the United States and Russia and NATO and Europe. And now Iran is getting dragged into. Like, how many more countries need to get dragged into this before it's officially a world war? All right. And then we have this stuff bubbling up with China and Russia. I mean, China and the United States as well. So big developments here. Iran is really showing whose side they are on. And Iran is critical to this because they are the ones also giving this, quote, imminent threat attack. All right. And this also comes as Russia, this is from MSN.com. Russia is, quote, recruiting Afghan special forces that were trained by U.S. troops. So Afghan special forces that were trained by us, we sunk millions of dollars into these people, training them, giving them equipment, and now they're being recruited by the Russians, right? Very just upside down world that we were living in. Very strange, crazy, insane world that we are living in. If this isn't it, then what is this? Somebody tell me what this is if this isn't World War III. Somebody tell me. what now Afghan special forces are being recruited by Russia as well. How many countries have to be involved in this battleground until it's a world war? How many countries does it take? All right, like how many does it take? Somebody tell me. I don't think there's an official number. That's the point, but it's getting crazy. All right, so hold on one sec. We're about to get to this imminent attack. I just wanted to set the stage for everyone so you can see how serious these things are getting. All right, so this is another headline. It just came out yesterday. It says U.S. willing to use military option to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. All right, so this is ramping up. This is why Iran is drawing a line in the sand. Iran wants to be allies with Russia. Iran wants to get nuclear technology from Russia, and Iran knows that Russia will probably support them in that journey. All right, so it says the State Department's special envoy to Iran was discussing the U.S.'s approach to Iran and its nuclear capabilities. And they said they would not rule out a, quote, military option if necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. All right. So the U.S. is saying, we will defend Taiwan. We will defend Ukraine. We will not let Iran get nuclear weapons. We are just like, it's all over the place. All right. So what's happening? What's going on? Is this a world war or not? Is this a world war or not? Somebody please tell me. Somebody please clarify for me what's happening then. Then what is this? All right. So let's get to the big news of the day. All right. So this is out of the New York Post. This just came out a few hours ago. Quote, U.S. on alert over, quote, imminent attack from Iran on Saudi Arabia and Iraq. This is a report. So this is what it says out of the New York Post, Reuters, all these top news sites are reporting this. So Iran is planning a, quote, imminent attack on Saudi Arabia and an Iraqi city where American troops are based, prompting the U.S. to raise its military alert level, the Wall Street Journal reported Tuesday. And Saudi Arabia shared the information with U.S. intelligence officials, which included details of a potential strike on Erbil, Iraq, according to the report. Okay, so this is happening right now. The U.S. military is on high alert for a, quote, imminent attack from Iran and Saudi Arabia or Iraq. Okay, so this is a big development. This is a huge deal because Iran has been entrenching themselves in Ukraine with Russia as well. So to see Iran potentially doing this, all right, this could, maybe this is wrong too. Who knows what's going on, but they're probably, I'm sure Iran is planning something. I'm sure Iran does not like Saudi Arabia or the United States. All right, I'm sure they would like to do some kind of attack. And it says the U.S. will, quote, reserve the right to protect and defend ourselves no matter where our forces are serving. So who knows if U.S. forces get hit by these attacks and they're saying it comes from Iran, we could see a response on Iran. And Iran has become close allies with Russia. This is all escalating all around the world from every angle. When is the media going to tell us the truth about what's going on behind the scenes? And it says the United States currently has about 3,000 troops stationed in Saudi Arabia as well. So even if Saudi Arabia got hit, U.S. troops could get hit there as well. Very serious. This could be an escalation. This could be an excuse to drag NATO and have an attack on Iran and drag NATO into this. And we're even seeing the U.S. is leaving the military option open to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. So let me know what you think about all this. A bunch of raw news coming out, a bunch of big developments on this world war that is just being swept under the rug, that is going on right in front of us, all right? So get prepared, guys. Stay blessed, and you have a big old blessed day.